KnifeDope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy's back with a fresh batch of dope. KnifeDope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. This is a KnifeDope Reloaded episode, aka Mail Call Monday. Got some shit coming in, baby. The hits don't stop. Like I tried telling you fuckers, the hits don't stop. And the dope don't stop. These packages, this one's been in here for who knows how fucking long. I thought this was an empty box because it's so goddamn light. It wasn't until this morning when I was trying to do a little bit of picking up behind the scenes that I actually realized it was sealed and it had something in it. This one is from the Grunt. Shout out to Grumpy Grunt on YouTube. If you're not following him, please start. He's part of the Pass Around group. That one just came. So instead of breaking this shit all down and doing multiple videos, we're just going to hit it hard. There should be 3 knives in these boxes. But we about to find out. But first, if you do enjoy the content, I ask that you would share, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe, goddammit. It does help the channel. It does trick that algorithm. And it does help your boy to go viral. Okay. Enough of that shit. Today's unboxing knife is one that you guys are probably familiar with. I'm sure the vast majority of the community is familiar with it this time. However, I've just got this the other day. Never had one in my hand. Never seen one in person. And that is none other than the legendary Ontario Rat Model 2. This is going to be the only time we're going to condone any rats on this channel. This is otherwise known as the Sammy the Bull or the Takashi 6ix9ine. But this knife and its brethren, the number one, just people have spoken so highly about it. This is Mr. Craig's knife. He wanted me to experience it, so hence why I got it. And he gave me permission to cut some shit open. So we about to do it. Let's go with this one first. This is from the young man, the royalty in the building. We have Mr. Colin Mason Pierre, the better half of Devo Knives, baby. All right. Mr. Colin also has his own company, which is called CM Designs. He's responsible for some great knives, people. The Kubi Royale. And, of course, we all know what he's done with Devo. He's done some Tucson knives. So he's a prolific designer. I like to think so. I hope to meet him during Blade Show. He's also a local Georgia guy. Let's drop the top on this bitch, shall we? Get up close in person now. Back up a little bit. Try to center this shit up. We got one from Kubi. Love what Kubi's been doing. I've already said this multiple times. This one is the Kubi KU2102A. Oh shit, but I see something I like out the gate. 14C28N. I believe this is also called the Aquino. Interesting knife here. I saw it on one of Lefty's reviews. Shout out to Lefty. This is I think it's a slip joint. No, wait, it's got a lock on it. So this is something kind of like a mix between the two. If I remember, yeah, you see, we have a half stop and then it locks. That's kind of weird. But here's a quick up close look before we go over specs. Bead blast finish on that blade. Rocking G10. And then there's our back lock. All right, enough of that. Let's go over the specs right quick. We're looking at, well, first off, the Aquino comes in at about $70. Not too sure if I'm co-signing that price. Overall length on this one, 6.97 inches, just under 7. We've got a handle length coming in at 3.94 inches. Blade length, 3.3, or 3.03, forgive me. We've got a blade stock of 0.12 of an inch, rocking illustrious 14C28N blade steel, which is, according to Rochambeau, is a super steel. And I love me some Rochambeau. I'm going to co-sign that. I look at 14C as a super steel also. Straight back is the blade shape. As you can see there that we have a straight back. Bead blasted finish on this. Full flat grind, right? Yeah, full flat grind. Black G10, like a peel ply G10, has some texture to it. There are, I believe there's other colors as well for your G10. This uses the lockback mechanism. Oh shit, almost bit me. It does have a stainless steel pocket clip that is right or left hand tip up carry. Weight on this is 3.35 ounces. Now this lockback, similar to, I believe is riding on bearings. Let's see. Trying to do all this without taking it apart. I think it's riding on bearings. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think it is on bearings though. I don't know. It's buttery smooth though. It could be fucking washers, man. It is smooth as shit. I'll give them that. The designer on this is Tagaus. I'm not too familiar with Tagaus. I hope I'm not butchering his name. Tiguass, Tagaus. He may be an in-house designer because I don't think I've heard that name before, but that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot I don't know. They've got a decent amount. They did the edge termination right. They just didn't give us a lot of sharpening life. This is a strong lock on this knife, so you can put it to work for sure. It's not very fidget friendly, but to most people that's not an important factor. And it shouldn't be, but I like to have the fidget factor. Oh shit! That finger cannon is legendary, baby. Yeah, half stop or not, I can fucking. Come on. I can do it. You just saw it, goddammit. Let's put some knives up quickly before we get to the other ones for some size comparison. I think I'll just do two in the sake of speed. First up, a true slip joint. One of the only in the collection and one of my favorites. And that is the Lion Steel Thrill. So we can see here that the Aquino is basically a little bit smaller than the Thrill. So there you see that. Gotta have my American vibes in here. You know how we do. Another lockback, which I love. Probably my favorite in the collection is the Native 5. And this Native 5 is special. This is the Sanmai blade style. You can see here we have the colloded line there. And you have your two steels. You have your, the majority of your jacket there is the 154. And then our edge is that S90V. Nice saber grind. Beautiful fucking knife. So there you see the Aquino up against those two. So we're only going to do two per knife. So what do I think of the Aquino so far? I like it, man. I would have much rather see this price in the $50 range. You know, I think that would have been more justified. But a quick question I got for Kubi is, why put 14C on this, and then on all your recent drops, you force-fed us that AUS 10A, or rather the AUS 10. I don't get it, you know? Love the 14C. I think the people have spoken. I think everybody prefers 14C over the AUS 10, but nonetheless, that's the Kubi Aquino lockback situation, and that's the first one. All right, this next one I'm excited about. Should be two knives up in this piece. Like I mentioned, this is coming from the Grumpy Grunt. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's also part of this pass around group. I enjoy his videos, so if you're not watching, please start. Back to, fuck it. Let's use the Aquino to get into this box. Let's see how sharp it is. Okay. It can cut cardboard, people. That's a good sign, right? Let's see what the Grunt gave us. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh, shit. Check this out, bro. Grumpy Grunt. It's a chimp with the middle finger. That is fucking great, man. Oh, man. I got to give that guy a text. Hey, going forward, people, that's going to be part of the, that's going to be a mainstay for the channel. Yep. That is so on brand for me. Oh, shit. And we got a sticker. This is my first Grumpy Grunt sticker. Gonna have to put that up here, too. see. I thought there was 2 in here. This is a small package, man. I can't imagine there being 2 in this, but let's see. Let's see. Maybe there is fucking... Oh, there is 2. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Small container. We'll go with this one first. Now, this is one you guys have probably seen at this point. I know for sure that it's been... I actually did a video. I had bought the original version of this knife, and that is the Kaiser Drop Bear. I love it. I love it so much that I ended up giving it to my son. I felt he needed a good knife, and so he loved it, and I gave it to him, the original version. But this premium version, I've had my eye on. There's a couple of different ones. I think the one that I'm really interested in is the titanium one with the LC200N. Love me some LC200N. And I loved also titanium. So, but back to this version here, you can see we've got some gorgeous toxic green fat carbon. Sorry guys, my bitches are out of control. Mama, calm down, baby. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. All right, back to the business. We got this toxic fat carbon scales. You can see here we've got stainless steel liners, titanium pocket clip, and of course the main feature to this knife is their clutch lock. We'll go over that here in a second. Let's just get through the specs right quick. Price tag on this one. Now there's a range. I believe the OG versions were like $119. I think the titanium is like about $160, and then the 2 premiums are like $198 and $219. I think this is the 20 CV one. I think this one came in at $198. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure on that. And for that, we're looking at overall length of 7.15 inches. We've got a handle length coming in at 4.17 inches. Blade length is 2.97 inches. And we have blade stock coming in at 11/100ths of an inch. This is the 20 CV version. Beautiful black wash finish. I like Kaiser's black wash much more than their black PVD coating. Hands down, I'm not a fan of that, but this black wash is where it's at for me. Flat grind on the blade. Now your form of deployment is going to be your thumb studs, or you can actuate that crossbar lock. Once again, these companies, I tell you, they are so goddamn, I don't know what to call it, but they're a little ridiculous at times. This being the exception, being that Kaiser innovated the crossbar lock, I can understand them wanting to give it their own name. But every other company that's using the same technology that Benchmade made popular in their access lock, why do they feel the need to give them so many different names, you know? Fucking, it's like, it's a crossbar lock, just call it that. But anyways, I digress. We have, like I mentioned, those beautiful fat carbon scales. Ergonomically, feels great in the hand. This is a perfect EDC size. Honestly, it is. The pocket clip is titanium, right or left hand tip up carry. The knife is riding on cage ceramic bearings, so you have buttery smooth action. You know, quick little tidbit for you guys. You can actually adjust the tension on these Omega springs without having to disassemble the knife. All you have to do is you can take off the scales. I do believe you have to remove the pivot, if I remember correctly. But by taking the pivots off, the knife is still intact. And then there's, let's see if we can show you here. You can't see it through this side. You just gotta trust me. I'd never shit you. There's about 5 holes on each side, and you can put that one side of the Omega spring in either of those holes, and it changes the tension. But this is money. Right where they have it is perfect for me. Let's put up 2 knives quickly for some size comparison. First up, budget crossbar lock, and that is going to be the Vosteed grind with that beautiful Scandi grind on it. And another example of a company naming it their own version, naming the crossbar lock their own version, or their own name rather. They have a name for it too. I just don't remember what the hell it is, but there you see that up against the drop bear. Next up, American vibes. You know how the fuck we do. Not a Benchmade guy, but I felt Benchmade needed their representation in this. They are the originators of the access lock / crossbar lock. And what better way to rep that than with the mini bench. So there you see, or rather the mini grip, I say. So there you see that up against the mini grip and against the grind. So smaller knife. Yeah, people, if you don't have a drop bear in your collection, you're fucking up. It's a great knife. Honestly, it is. I ain't never going to shit you, like I said, and I ain't never going to lead you astray. So there you have the drop bear. All right, one more. Now this one right here is a first for me. It's the last knife in the unboxing today. This is from a company that I've shitted on forever, but there's a reason to it. This is the O-Knife Rubato 3. Woo! It did fly out. Let's take an up-close look at it, and then we'll dive more into it. Primarily, that's the reason why I've shitted on them, is the fucking billboarding. It's obscene, man. I do love these scales, though. Great, great pattern on that. Honeycomb pattern on that. They are aluminum, by the way. Smaller knife for sure. Let's go over these specs, and then we'll dive a little more into it. First off, the Rubato 3 is about 90 bucks. So not a bad price for what they're giving you. Overall length on this is 6.77 inches. So it's been the smallest knife we've looked at today. Handle length on this is 3.81 inches. We've got a blade length coming in at 2.96 inches. Blade stock, 11/100ths of an inch. Rocking 154 cm blade steel. Here's an example of, just FYI, Kaiser is the OEM for O-Knife. And back to what I was mentioning about that blade coating finish. This is Kaiser's Titanized black PVD. Once you start cutting shit, you can see here it leaves trails through that finish. Versus when you cut with that black wash, it hides it really good. So that's my main thing, and it just looks kind of, it looks gaudy to me. I mean, that's probably the best word I can come up with. But anyways, back to the knife. 154 cm. We've got a drop point blade on this. Aluminum handles, great. I'm loving these aluminum handles. They're not the powder kind that's real slippery. This is more of a, got like a matte look to it, but it's not slippery. A little slippery, but nothing like the powdered version, the powder coated versions, I should say. Knife is deployed via your thumb studs. This one is also riding on bearings. Stainless steel liners. Tons of milling on those liners. None of you guys can see it there, but they've got tons of milling, which is awesome. So they did try to give us that weight reduction. So much so that the overall weight on this is 3.17 ounces. And then touching back on the need of the need these companies feel to having to rename this crossbar lock, they refer to theirs as the rail lock. God damn it, bro. So that's another one you got to remember now, the fucking rail lock. But anyways, it's still a crossbar lock in the grand scheme of things. Pocket clip is right or left hand tip up carry only. It is a stainless steel pocket clip. But that is the O-Knife Rubato 3. And of course, I already mentioned the obscene billboarding. No need for that. Let's put up two for some size comparison, and we'll wrap this shit up. First up, one of my favorite goddamn knives I bought last year. And that is the Artisan Cutlery Big Arian. So you can see the Arian towers over the Rubato 3. Last up, more American vibes, more Benchmade, which is rare for me because I am not a Benchmade guy. But this is perhaps the best Benchmade according to the Benchmade fanboys. And that is the Benchmade Mini Presidio 2. I bought this a couple months back, never used it. So if any of you fanboys out there want it, holla at me, DM me on the IG, or send me a message on the Instagram. We can do, or send me a message on YouTube. We can do business. So there you see the Rubato 3 up against both of these. It's smaller than both. So once again, it is a small knife. So be prepared for that. But I like it. This is probably the only O knife that well, this is the first I've ever had in hand, but I like the looks of it for sure, you know. But I do like Kaiser. They did a phenomenal job here with our edge termination. You can see, you know, they did avoid the plunge, got tons of sharpening life. So you will not be getting a smile anytime soon on that. Well, what do you fuckers think? 3 knives. KnifeDope, reloaded. What do you guys think? Any of them speaking to you? I think I wasn't really thinking I'd like it too much at first, but I am digging that Kubi. I just think the price is a little high, you know, but maybe there's a discount code. You can get it for cheaper. There was a discount code a little while ago, and I ended up snagging me the OG's knife, the Kubi Ruckus. Love it. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments, goddammit. I want to hear all about it. Love you, mean it. Until the next time, cut something. Cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.